Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Classics, or in this case, not very sensible Secondhand Classics, a series where we normally take a practical, sensible car that's over 15 years old that you can buy for a budget between £1,000 and £5,000 and put it through its paces. But in this case, this 2003 Skoda Octavia vRS estate has 300 horsepower, so I don't think it's very sensible at all. But it's only good. Should you care? Let's find out, shall we?
One, two, three, four. Every blue day, every day with blue skies, and on every occasion that you do or don't smile.
So the Mark 1 Octavia estate was launched in this country in 1998. It had come out in some of the markets beforehand. I think 96 was the earliest it was released somewhere in the world. And these continued in production until 2005. In fact, the majority of the range was replaced in 2004, but the vRS continued a little bit later for some reason. I've actually seen Mark 1 Octavia estates in this country on sort of 10 plates and things like that. They were made in other parts of the world, the Czech Republic, until about 2010, 2011, I think, for some reason. I don't know why they felt the need to continue the Mark 1 alongside the Mark 2, but there we go. The basic engine available in one of these estates, this is lesser powered 1.6 and also the 1.4 that was available in some other markets and in the hatch, wasn't available in the estate in this country. So the base engine was a 1.6, 101 horsepower, later after the facelift 102 horsepower. Then there was very briefly pre-facelift, I think only available in SLXI trim, a 1.8 non-turbo 123 horsepower. In 1999, that engine was replaced with a 2-litre 115 brake horsepower engine. And then above that, with the more exciting engines, there was a 1.8 turbo with 148 horsepower, and then this crazy VRS model, standard with 178 horsepower. There are also some diesels available, but as usual, due to controversial government legislation and all kinds of other reasons, we don't talk about diesels on this channel. We do talk about is the way this car drives is remarkably nice. I know it's been modified, but we'll have a look at the engine bay a little bit later on and see modifications. It's also had a different exhaust, and it has 20mm lowered suspension. But for some reason, the last one of these I drove, which is again a 2003, but a yellow hatchback VRS, didn't feel as good as this. This has obviously been done to maybe a little bit of a higher standard than the other one. I don't know. Because this is a car I use on a daily basis, it's a lot quieter as well. It's not as quiet as standard. It's a little bit quieter, and I appreciate that sort of thing, viewers. We're not the sort of channel where we go too crazy. I'm more of a sort of Lauren and Clement person than a VRS person. I was going to drive a Lauren and Clement Mark 1 Octavia today, in fact, but sadly that was written off yesterday. And Adam, who owns this car, says I can go in this instead, so that's better, isn't it? When these traffic lights actually change, then we'll head off. There we go. Right. 0 to 60 standard in these, I think, was like 7 seconds around that. This is obviously a little bit quicker than that. It's actually not too bad in terms of the suspension. It's been lowered by 20mm. Go around this roundabout and we'll see how it goes. I imagine it'll be very nice, viewers, when the traffic lights actually change. We'll have to wait for that and come back. So this is actually quite an early vRS estate. They were launched in 2003, and this is a late 2003 car. It's actually been lowered a little bit, I think by 20mm. The engine is, well, it's a lot faster than it would have been as standard, with 300 horsepower or so. Still a very practical car. The problem with these red cars from Volkswagen in the late 90s and early 2000s, they used to sort of suffer from paint peel and things like that, and you can see on this side that's exactly what's happened on this corner, which is a shame. Adam uses this on a daily basis, and he's made some changes to the interior as well as the exterior. We've got the different tailpipe. It is a little bit loud, but you know, it's fun. The boot on an Octavia estate is absolutely enormous. It's 548 litres, which, when you think about where this car was positioned, it was, I think, actually slightly cheaper than a Golf estate. And yet, look at all this space. You've even got a subwoofer in here, which is sort of dwarfed, really, by sort of usefulness. You've got polishing and all this sort of stuff. Very, very useful car. You know, it's one of these things that you could buy and just keep using for all sorts of different purposes. These latches on the boots are an absolute pain, actually. They fail, and they're not expensive to replace exactly, but they can leave the interior lights on and things like that, which means you drain the battery, which isn't ideal, really. Yes, good advice for life viewers there. Let's get in the back. This is one area where actually this car's not particularly good, is rear legroom. Headroom, fine, even better than on the standard hatchback Octavia. But the rear legroom, because this is based on a Golf floor pan, isn't brilliant. It would help if I put that seat forward, but I haven't got time for that today. I'm not really a massive fan of dark headliners. All vRSs... Yes, hello. All vRSs, including the Mark IV Octavia vRS, do have a dark headliner. Now, the sad thing is that Adam had, until yesterday, a Lauren and Clement Mark I Octavia, but that's just been written off. It had an accident yesterday, so we're filming this one instead, viewers, which is fine. I have filmed one of these before. It was a hatchback, it was yellow. Actually, it's quite nice in here. It's not Lauren and Clement, but, you know, it'll do. Very faintly, you can see the vRS logo. It says V, actually, there. For some reason, in this country, the Skoda weren't allowed to market this as the RS, because Fords were a bit funny about that sort of thing. So it's known as the vRS, and it has been to this day. No centre armrests, unfortunately, which is a shame. The door cards do sag a little bit. You can see on both of them they are doing that a little bit, but that's okay. This is quite an old car now anyway, so you understand that. I put the armrest up because some people like armrests. I don't tend to get on with them very well for some reason. I don't know why I'm a strange person. We've got nice map pockets in here. The leather feels good. I like that steering wheel as well. That's very nice. Dash is a little bit plain. We've got some nice dials though. Yeah, generally it feels quite a nicely constructed car. There are some interior bits that don't necessarily tend to, or it's a dash cam, interior bits which don't tend to wear particularly well. The driver's door pull for some reason can be a bit funny. Apart from that though, it is a little bit sort of sombre in here, but this sort of lighter fabric on the seats does make it a little bit more airy. If it was just all black, it would be a little bit depressing, wouldn't it? Right, let's get in the front, shall we? I actually quite like the fact that this car's been modified and it's a lot more powerful than standard. It's been kept very subtle on the outside, so nobody will really know that you have one of the fastest cars on the road. You didn't know that. It's quite comfy in here, actually. Just shut the door. So we've got the familiar Volkswagen Group mirror switch. Hello. The familiar Volkswagen Group mirror switch has been around to the dawn of time is in here. And the headlight switch has also been around to the dawn of time is in here. I think possibly the first car to use that was a Mark IV Golf, but I can't remember now. So we've got this sort of silver instruments in here, this lighting proceeding up a little bit. Just turn that to see if you've got any lights. No, it's pretty normal. Same sort of cluster really as I think a Mark IV Golf or a Mark I Leon or something like that. We've got an aftermarket head unit in here because this car's used every day, which is probably sensible. I think we'd have a double din unit in here originally. We've actually got this Climatronic climate control in here. Only a 5-speed gearbox, funnily enough, in these. I always imagined before I drove one a few years ago that these were 6-speed, but they're not. They're all 5-speed. You can put a 6-speed box in there because the Leon Cupra R, for example, had a 6-speed gearbox in it, and they're virtually the same car underneath, so you can do that. Let's see if the secret mission documents go in here. Actually, no, we can't do that. We won't do that today, viewers. Little cup holder down here that sort of fits in here. Maybe aftermarket that. There's the cigarette lighter right back there. And nice normal handbrake. Does this feel any good? Ooh. Ooh. I like the feel of that, viewers. That's not very good, is it? Oh dear. What a shame. Anyway, so let's just open this door slightly. Skoda. These door pulls tend to sort of fall off and things for some reason. The 99 1.6 GLXI State I had, this sort of fell off. But actually, this one seems better constructed for some reason. Maybe the facelifted cars have better door pulls, I don't know. Possibly. Answer in the comment section below. So, cruise control on there. Auto lights. I'm not sure we got auto wipers. I think they're just standard ones. And yeah, there's not actually a lot to say. We'd hopefully there's be a sunglass holder here, but we don't have that. There's actually no interior light for the rear passengers either, which is strange. Do we get one of these on either side? Yes, we do. That's good. Very sort of sombre and kind of very Volkswagen. It's a Skoda. It's very sombre and very Volkswagen. Ironically, you can see that the mirror control is mirrored on that side by the electric window, which is quite neat actually. Yeah, we've got the standard aluminium effect pedals down there. Not wearing my fancy shoes today, viewers. We don't need to wear fancy shoes for a car like this, do we? What we need to do, though, is have a look under the bonnet and see what lurks beneath. So, when this car was new in 2003, it would have had the standard 178 brake horsepower, 1.8 20-valve turbo engine in it. It's not got that power anymore. It's got about 300, and we have, you can see things here like that is different, that is different, that is different. It's got a hybrid turbo on it. It's been mapped. I mean, it's got a lot of power. I asked Adam if it was running the standard gearbox, and it is. I didn't realise these gearboxes could handle that sort of power, but apparently they can. I think he's had some headlamps as well on here, nice and clear. The pre-facelift cars have a very flat front and they don't look as good as this at all. Obviously, the vRS wasn't available pre-facelift anyway. But the 99 Estate that I had, 1.6 GLXI, was a pre-facelift and that didn't look as good as this at all. Yeah. Cam belt is on over here. Obviously, make sure that's been done on these engines. Very, very, very common engine for these. You can do all sorts of things to them. As standard, they went up to about 225 horsepower in some cars. I think even more in I think the Audi TT Sport. I think even more power than that as standard. But yeah, this has got even more than an Audi TT Sport, which is exciting because we've got this practical estate shape with the sort of similar chassis to a TT. So you get everything and more in the Octavia vRS Estate. Right, let's have another drive, shall we, viewers? Okay, viewers. Let's see what happens if you go round this roundabout. There's nothing coming. Good, right, go. Oh, heat shield's rattling a bit. Oh my gosh. Oh, viewers. Why do I enjoy myself so much on these road tests? Even if I'm not exceeding the speed limit and somebody in a very slow Peugeot 06 is in my way. Never mind. we're losing our license today, but it's very good. It's this amazing blend of sort of practicality and performance that makes these cars a very, very appealing package. Obviously, a standard Mark 1 Octavia can be had for no budget reviews money quite easily. There's still some around. The vRS, you're going to have to pay a bit more for a nice one. Maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000, maybe more than that. This one is used on a daily basis, and I imagine Adam has lots of fun in it, but I personally wouldn't have something which just feels like I am just about to lose my license going around in, standard daily driving, which this does sort of feel a bit like that. It is nice and fast, but do you need all this extra power when you're going to work? Probably not. Let's have a look at some Mark 1 Octavia estate trim levels views. So when the car was launched in 1998, the trim levels for the estate version were GLXI, SLXI. I think that was basically it. I think maybe the Classic. And then after the facelift, which was late 2000, we have Classic, Ambient, Elegance, and then Lauren and Clement, of course, viewers, the best, and then the VRS. There's actually four-wheel drive available on the 1.8 estate models, which was interesting. These are front-wheel drive, these VRSs. I don't know why they didn't make a four-wheel drive VRS estate, but there we go. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more reasonably priced nostalgic motoring.